Hey y'all, what's up? This is Natalie, and this is this is a nightly win. Let's call it like that. At any rate, the glory of the Lord is in the place, and I want to thank you guys once again for watching the videos, enjoying them, and sharing them and commenting. Tonight is a quick one. I'm just on a fast break at work, and the question is, where have you left your worship? Where have you left your worship? And it stems from a song that continuously blesses my heart in this season. So will I. If the stars were made to worship, so will I. If the mountains will bow down and worship, so will I. I don't quite remember all the words of the song off my head, but it always blesses my heart when I hear it. And I see a lot of you guys are also sharing that song by that wonderful man of God, and he ministered it so powerfully. But it calls to my thought as to how we view worship and how we really process what it is that God requires of us when it comes to worship. The word of God says that he seeks for the true worshiper, one that will worship him in spirit and in truth. And it comes back to the woman that he met at the well, and he said to her, there will come a day where you will neither worship on this mountain or how you used to or how your fathers used to, but you will worship me in spirit and in truth. What is worship, and where have you laid it? Some of us just limit worship to a moment that happens in church when you congregate with the rest of the saints, and you smile with familiar faces and you feel good and happy, and so the presence of God comes and you just you let loose in that moment. But if we really read the scriptures and we realize what worship is a lifestyle. Worship is an active process of living. And when you understand that worship not only is not confined by the walls of the church or the temple or the synagogue, it is actually how you walk. Your worship is how you walk in this life. And a lot of times we get confused because we have been so mesmerized by beautiful words and experiences of the supernatural. And if it doesn't formulate like that, or it doesn't feel like that, or if the fact that it doesn't feel good to us, we no longer consider it worship. But let me tell you, the sacrifice that you have as living as a child of God, willing obedience and sacrifice, that is worship. Yes, that's worship. Living circumspectly, that is worship. Honoring God and the word of God and respecting the things of God, that is worship. Obeying the commandments of God, that is worship. But we miss these other elements. And so a lot of times when we come into the presence of God, right, if we actually push in and reach the presence of God, we are unable to connect on a deeper level because we have not been worshiping. We have not been actively living for Christ, actively living with the consciousness of God. So worship becomes hard to us. And not only that, but it takes a lot of time for us to actually go beyond the veil and get into his presence, because we don't have that connection. We don't have that relationship. So I'm here to remind you tonight of two things. Number one, worship is not confined to the walls of a church, an organizational building, a community center, a synagogue, a temple. Worship is your active living, the conscious living that God is real and he is participating, constructing, molding, shaping, orchestrating a life for you that is dedicated to him, and you are a willing and obedient participant in it. So if you say you are a Christian and you worship God and you love God and all those kind of stuff, I implore you today to remember that it's not just the fanatical moments that you have when you hear your favorite song and you turn up to Tasha Cobb's. That's not it. It's about your sacrificial living. That is worship. If you can live a life of sacrifice unto God, I tell you, life's fulfillment, these are the things that we're missing. Life's fulfillment doesn't come from the things that we receive. Life's fulfillment comes from the things that we give. It is the nature of God in us to be able to give and to want to give and want to sacrifice and want to just connect with other people and individuals and make a difference in their lives. That's how you know you have the touch of God. Anytime that you are prone to be selfish and to always hone and take, and this statement, me, myself, and I, honey, you, yourself, and you will bring you, yourself, and you to a place of no return. That's where the enemy actually plants seeds in our mind that allows us to be drawn away from God. Where have you laid your worship? Where have you laid your sacrifice? Where have you laid it? I'm going to encourage you tonight. I got to go. But wherever you've laid your sacrifice, wherever you have laid your worship, wherever you have set it down, wherever you have forgotten it, pick it back up. Get back in the face of God. Give something freely. It's Christmas time. Give something away. Even if it's your old clothes. And you will see that this active participation in being obedient to the word of God, the will of God, the ways of God, will get you back into the presence of God. You will find your worship. God bless you. Love you. I encourage you guys to share these videos and just have a wonderful time. It's a season of giving. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Shout out to all my girls. Turn up, turn up, turn up. And be blessed. Love you guys. Bye.